What's up, and welcome to the TMZ Sports live stream. I'm Edward Lewis, joined as always by the gang here. Shannon's over there. Mojo's not in the monitor yet, but he's here, I promise. Michael Babcock's here snacking. Luca's here.
Always.
Charles is over there too. He's hanging. A big show, as always. I don't even know why we say big show anymore because it's always a big show.
Always.
The biggest story of the day, which I'm sure you've heard of by now, a Hall of Famer and a star player, and I guess a former star player, were all arrested on Thursday morning in connection with a bunch of wild gambling and betting allegations. Babcock and I will break that all down for you. It's a wild story if you've yet to kind of dive into all the details. We'll get into Jake Paul, who has a surprising sparring partner that I think might be his secret weapon in the Gervonta Davis fight. And then we'll also get into Shaquille O'Neal losing a ride in a bizarre story. So, but first, I don't know how much we want to get on the NBA gambling probe before we get on to the show.
Crazy.
But good Lord.
Hanging.
Good Lord.
I think this is a huge story. It's just got massive implications because of how the leagues are completely, intertwined with the gambling platforms now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, did you post that story? Did you read that story?
I didn't. You want to hear? We can do that right now, though.
Yeah, so they could read. Oh, did it go up on site? Yeah, you have it up.
Oh, did it? Oh, I didn't post it. I didn't know. It was set. Okay. So, I think if you go back 20 years, it would have been, you couldn't even fathom that the NBA or the NFL or Major League Baseball would be literally working with, all the biggest betting sites out there that you know. And I mean, it's crazy. And now the reality is that they're giving odds during games, and they're working hand in hand. And I think this is the worst potential outcome. This is exactly what you don't want. I mean, Terry Rozier is accused of, we'll get into this like Ed said, but on numerous occasions, including in March of 2024, I want to say it was, of
2023.
23 it was? Of
when
March,
it was the
March 23rd, 2023 was one of the days. Of basically telling his buddies that he was going to fake an injury and ask out of the basketball game, and that they should go and bet the under on different prop bets, like, how many points he might score that night. And they placed a $200,000 allegedly worth of bets. I mean, it's craziness.
Yeah, and I think one of the bigger problems is that's now the second NBA player who's been accused of this over the last 12 months. Jonte Porter was the first, and now he's the second. And Mike, we were talking about this before the show. How many else are there?
Oh, right.
Wasn't Malik Beasley also?
He's been investigated.
Investigated about stuff like that,
but not charged or anything.
By the way, they said as this morning you had a bunch of people from the U.S. Prosecutor's Office to Kash Patel, the FBI director, to the guy who runs the FBI in New York, the NYPD commissioner. They all spoke, and one of the things that somebody said, I don't remember who it was, they said that the players actually threatened Jonte Porter, knowing that he was already wrapped up in a gambling investigation. They used that as leverage to force information out of him. They were basically, the story goes, they had access to information that the public didn't have. They're players. They know when their buddies are hurt. Their buddies don't feel well. They've got something going on at home, and they can use that then to get an unfair advantage. And one of the things that they said this morning was that players used Jonte Porter, and knowing that he was already investigated by the NBA, they used that against him to get information out of him. They threatened him, hey, we're going to tell on you if you don't tell us X, Y, and Z. It's the biggest gambling scandal, I think, in many decades.
And the only reason they got caught was like bizarre activity, right? Like there was so much money placed on Rozier's unders.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is, like, if you can bet it on a smaller scale, you can get away with it.
Right, you can get away with it.
But these hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And so
it
just brings into question almost every sport. Like, what's to say that the backup left tackle for the Cardinals doesn't hold on that final drive just to throw? And as long as we don't put $100K on it, we're all good. How the hell are they ever going to find us?
You got to think it's like a lot of these players that are not making as much money that are
Right.
probably like.
Well, those
you would
are the
think
guys,
that,
yeah.
but Chauncey Billups, we went over
Right.
spent
I'm saying the guys that are
$100
probably
million.
not getting caught as of right now, that are probably like, the guys that are on those vet minimums, those contracts and stuff, that are the ones that are,
Well, although
like you
I
said,
think you
doing
could
this stuff that's a
argue,
little
though,
bit
that,
lower.
Luka, that those guys are more likely to get caught because at least Rozier is a known player, and
you
there
would bet
might be
his
some
unders,
action on him.
Yeah.
That's why
When you
Jonte
got
got
guys,
caught.
yeah, that's why he got caught.
Jonte is like a G League player, and they were betting hundreds of thousands on a
This guy's
G
a
Leaguer.
scrub, and all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah.
why the hell are all these people
That's a good
betting on
point.
him?
Right.
Yeah.
Here, I promise you, these places, DraftKings, FanDuel, you name whatever the platforms are, they're not stupid, and they know what to look for. And a big bet on a prop like that is going to raise flags,
G-leaguer,
right?
yeah.
And they're going to look into it, and they're not stupid.
I saw some video today that was like, oh yeah, Terry definitely did it, and it was just a compilation of all these
Right.
turnovers and
yeah.
stuff that he had in these big games that were just like him blatantly passing the ball to like somebody else on the other
stuff looks
team.
weird.
And then I mean,
We
in
don't
hindsight,
know.
you can make any of the stuff look pretty weird, but the compilation of it was pretty funny. But it's definitely insane that. I mean, he gets cleared in 2023 and then comes back and gets it's perp walked.
I think the interesting part here is where's the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have one player involved, two players involved, you can handle that fairly easily. Obviously, all the red flags have been raised, so you're going to monitor how to handle this going forward. But what happens if it comes out and there's 20, 50, 100 players involved? Then this becomes a mega issue. And what does that mean for the league going forward? Like that's I think what's got to be on a lot of people's minds right now.
I agree, Mojo. The one thing, and I really don't think this is hyperbole here. I think the one thing that can take down a league is if the fans don't believe that the results are true. And if you've got people now, and you've already looked at Terry like we just talked about, and people have basically accused him of throwing games, or at least, kind of manipulating his own stats, but that hurts his team. Maybe you lose a game.
Yeah.
If fans out there can't look at the games and say, okay, that's actually what happened. That's real. They all played, and X team was better. You don't have a sport then.
Yeah, it's rare that you get one of these arrests or one of these cases that makes you question everything. But man,
this is
really,
this is like that.
truly does. Like,
right.
When Gilbert Arenas got busted for allegedly running a poker.
Yeah.
Who cares?
No, I know.
I mean, like, I hate to be blunt about
That's
it.
why,
But
in so many ways, I mean, you say, okay, someone placed a bet, big deal. It's more consequential than almost anything. Whether it be a domestic violence arrest, as horrible as that is. I mean, it doesn't shake the foundation of the league, right? The player gets in trouble, maybe they come back, maybe they don't. This is real. This could really. I mean, the league could fall apart.
It has you question.
But it's like we talked about this earlier about the NCAA now allowing college players to bet.
No, that's good. That's
like,
a slippery slope too. And
it's just like you're contradicting everything that's what we're doing here.
Right. You're
like,
just.
you got these
It
guys,
seems like they're asking.
You're asking for more trouble.
They get paid anyways.
They're
now, so
greedy. Right. The reality is these leagues are greedy. They want money.
Yeah.
That's you can trace the money back. Trace the money back to Bad Bunny being picked as the halftime performer. I mean, it always comes down to money, and they want that money. And they've opened themselves up now to something that could potentially kill their sport. I'd say the one thing I think that basketball is more prone to this because you can more easily affect the outcome of a game, right?
More
as opposed
individual.
to, right? As like Ed's saying, I mean, yeah, sure, you can try and hold if you were a lineman, but I think it's a little bit harder potentially to affect the game, although not impossible.
I mean, it's crazy. Like what also this happens. I wonder how this is going to affect like the gambling sites and stuff. Because like you said, it's like you can talk about the league being illegitimized by like stuff like this, but it's like also how much money those people. I mean, granted, Terry Rozier when he was playing for the Hornets was like a player. Was a player. He was a ball player. Like people were probably betting a lot of money on his overs on points that were probably set at like 13.5 or something. Like, and how much money they lost from stuff like this, and how does that affect the gambling sites and like people putting money into them?
You could have. Well, I wouldn't be surprised here now. Actually, I just thought of this, but you probably have lawsuits too from people who sustained losses.
Sure.
Somebody who bet.
I bet the over
on Terry Rozier
right?
and says, "Hey, this guy just threw it. I want my money back," and you probably get lawsuits. So we'll see what happens. All right.
There's going to be so many other cases. Secondary cases that pop up like that. That's what I'm saying. The bottom, man, you don't know where that's going to be. Babcock, you remember when we covered that? I believe it was a college player who got in trouble because he was betting on his own team to win.
Yeah. I do remember that.
There were serious implications to that, and this is just unbelievably bigger. So you wonder what's going to come out of it.
I could not agree more. This is just the beginning of this. We're going to be talking about this for a long time.
All right, Babcock, you going to walk over to Ed?
Yeah, I'll walk over to Ed.
Okay.
And Ed, we'll go through. Go ahead. Hey, mute Ed's mic here, if you can. So yeah, we'll go through. It's a complicated story to tell because there's a lot of components to it. It's actually really two different cases. It's one case where they say players were using information that wasn't public to manipulate games, sports betting, and then there's a whole nother investigation that's saying that the Italian mafia, 4 of the 5 major families, all of the families besides the Colombo family in New York City, that they were running these card games where they were cheating using things like X-ray tables and crazy. Yeah, like Ocean's 11 type of stuff. So it's really 2 cases. All right, Steve, if we'll see what happens, Steve, I guess, because I'm probably going to have to run. All right. Welcome to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. There is a massive gambling scandal that has rocked the NBA. I mean, this is, I think you could probably go back and look at this as one of the biggest gambling scandals ever in American sports history. We're not talking about no-name players. We're not talking about guys that you have not heard of here either. No, we are talking about a Hall of Famer and current NBA head coach in Chauncey Billups, who is in big trouble, seemingly, at least if what the government says happened actually happened. This guy is in big trouble, but it's not just Chauncey Billups, Ed, because there are Terry Rozier is a player who, of course, if you're a basketball fan, you will know this guy is a really good NBA player, a guy who has had a long career, a guy who's still in the league right now, although we'll see what happens. To be determined what the rest of his career looks like. Many other people, Ed, I mean, 30-plus people ultimately involved here. It's really 2 cases, right? It's a case where players, including Rozier, are accused of manipulating basketball games in order to win sports bets, sports gambling. But then there's a second investigation where the FBI and the other officials say that there were card games that were run by, I'm not kidding here, the Italian mafia. 4 of the 5 families, if you know anything about the Italian mafia, all but the Colombo family. We're talking about the Gambinos, the Genoveses, the Bonanos, and somebody else I'm forgetting. But the major crime families who are alleged to have run these card games where they were cheating using things like X-ray tables to steal money from people who were whales. It's a crazy story, Ed. I guess the best way, and Ed's been working on this thing all day today, so he knows this really well. I think the best way is probably to go through this and take player by player, Ed, right?
We'll start with Billups and the card
what's going
game.
on with him?
So these alleged mobsters would lure whales or fish to card games under the premise that they're just, high-stakes poker games.
Right.
And they would lure them especially by having Chauncey Billups play them. Because obviously if I go to a card game and I see an NBA Hall of Famer there, this is legit. This is going to be a good time, right?
Right. He legitimizes it being there.
Well, it's anything but that, according to prosecutors. As you said, these mobsters and Chauncey Billups are accused of setting up X-ray tables, special contact lenses, spy cameras, anything else, deck shufflers, anything they could do to gain an edge on these whales. And some even included touch the chip when you have the hand, touch your nose when you don't.
Wow.
I mean, it's an intricate scheme. And they said that, according to prosecutors, that Billups and the mobsters were able to make over $7 million off this scheme, including one whale lost $1.8 million.
Wow. So this is not like these games are almost certainly illegal just by themselves. If you were to have an underground poker game somewhere in the country, not allowed. You can't do that. You can't be gambling like that. But the fact is that this was not a fair game where everything was on like the up and up, like Ed's saying. I mean, these were designed by these alleged Italian mobsters and the basketball players, including Chauncey Billups, who I think Ed can tell us, we've got some court documents here that suggest that just on one occasion, Chauncey Billups got paid $50,000 for one of these games to attend it. But that it was not on the up and up. It was not on the level. And you basically had guys who were targeted as whales, as people who had a lot of money, who didn't know what was going on, and they were essentially stolen from. They had no chance to win these games because everything was stacked against them.
And it goes even further. So they say Billups was one of those people that they used to lure.
Right.
Well, Damon Jones, you guys remember him, or at least I remember mostly from the Cleveland Cavaliers days. He was LeBron James's running mate. Yeah,
and I think he was a coach on the Cavs.
He was a coach from 2016, 2018 on the Cavaliers. According to prosecutors, when Billups couldn't fill in the role, Damon happily filled in for him. Wow. And in fact, they have some text messages that they say are from Damon to the co-conspirators. And you can see them on the screen here, with one saying that, I know what I'm doing, like, you don't have to coach me up on this, let me hibachi like Gilbert Arenas. They also said he asked for like a $10,000 advance to sit at one of these. So, so that's the poker aspect of it all.
Okay, so that's poker. Right.
And Jones is the perfect segue into the next aspect.
He's involved in both,
because
allegedly.
He's actually involved in the second gambling scandal that the prosecutors dropped on the sports world this morning. According to the FBI, FBI Director Kash Patel, there was a large-scale movement amongst NBA players, including Jones and Rozier, to affect the outcome of games, or at the very least, affect the outcomes of prop bets.
Right.
In Jones's case, he's accused of giving away confidential information about players on the Los Angeles Lakers that he was able to gain that nobody else was, to people outside of the organization that were able to bet on it and win money.
Right.
And in Rozier's case, as you mentioned on top of the show, he was accused of pulling himself from a game so anybody who bet the under could hit the under.
Right. If you're not familiar with those prop bets or betting, period, you don't just simply have to bet on who wins the game. You can bet on how many players someone like Terry might score. And the allegation is he goes and tells his friends, hey, guys, I'm going to fake an injury today and ask out of this game. So maybe the over-under, I'm just guessing, making this up, maybe it was 14 points that day. Terry says, I'm not going to score 14 points to my friend XYZ. Go place a bet. And they claim that those friends then placed $200,000 worth of bets just on that one game. And who knows how many other times this allegedly happened. And because of that, they won tens of thousands of dollars just on that night. And again, I think I said this on the stream, it calls into question the results, because how do you then look at that game as an NBA fan and have any faith that, okay, this is what would have happened if Terry Rozier wasn't allegedly cheating? Because that's what it is. It's cheating. I mean, I don't know, Ed. This is really explosive stuff that this is big. This is bad for the NBA. Really, really bad.
For what it's worth, the NBA is appearing to take it very, very seriously. Both Rozier and Chauncey have been suspended basically indefinitely and without pay and all that stuff. Damon was not affiliated with the NBA currently, so there's nothing they could do about that. But they said they're cooperating with authorities and they're taking the matter seriously.
Mojo, what are you thinking here as a guy who obviously was a player? I know when you were kind of playing football, the betting wasn't it was kind of shunned still at that point, let's be honest. Very different world now, but still, Mojo, I mean, got to be shocking for you as a guy who has been a part of teams before.
I mean, forget betting on football. I used to think betting on professional wrestling, which is a scripted business, was crazy. I mean, this takes it to a whole different level. I mean, pro wrestling, you bet on like who's going to win the Royal Rumble, 1 out of 30, are your odds. And even then, people had a lot to say. This is a completely different situation. And of course, as you guys just went through, there isn't just one massive scandal we're talking about. There is two. Obviously, a couple of whales millionaires, billionaires losing big money. That is one thing that's bad enough. Now you're talking about the NBA as a whole. Obviously, a lot to go through here. So a reminder to everyone watching at home, we have the TMZ Sports live stream that goes on every day for an hour on the TMZ Twitter and YouTube channel. So check it out, because we get into it when we're not doing segments in between these things. But this is nuts. I mean, look, as a guy that played sports, in 2 different sports leagues, if you want to call it that, you see people that had bad days, right? And, in your mind, you're thinking, man, that dude's trying to throw this game on purpose, or he's clearly not trying to be as bad as he, you know what I mean? Like people fall short, and you sometimes wonder what's going on there. I mean, I don't think anyone ever really puts it in their head that they're shaving points or trying to profit off of these things. But now that reality is going to live in the minds of all players and fans. So when you take away the legal aspect, the perception of the game has now changed forever. And anytime someone has a bad game, or maybe they're just being a ball hog, whatever it is, anything that's a little bit outside the norm, now players, coaches, fans, executives, the league, they're all going to be investigating this. And this is going to be a big thing. We're going to be talking about this for so long.
Yeah, Moja, I mean it. Like I'm not trying to be like, oh, this guy is falling, but like you now have 2 NBA players that are accused of this, and I believe Jontay Porter has been convicted of it. So one has already admitted it. And if it's happening with 2, it's got to be happening with 20, right? I mean, there's just no way it's isolated to 2 people on rosters. I mean, how big are NBA rosters? 11 to 15 guys or whatever, and you got 30 teams. I mean, that's 300 guys. And you're telling me only 1 did it and 2 did it over the last,
Nah, there's a lot of guys
there has to be significantly more. And obviously it's on a small scale, so we're not talking like Jaylen Brown throwing the NBA Finals or something, but man, that matters, dude. Like I live and die off regular season games sometimes on my Sundays, and to know that my right guard is holding as much as he can so his boys can make 100K is wild, you know? So I don't know.
Definitely illegitimizes a lot of watching experiences, and I think like for a scandal to be this big, like I mean, Chauncey Billups is not a Joe Schmo, you know, in the NBA. Like this is, and Terry Rozier,
isn't.
Yeah.
I could buy it that like Jontay Porter was a G leaguer, it's a one-off, but you start talking about Terry Rozier, who of course,
he was a good player.
Babcock said he made over $100 million in his career.
Chauncey Billups also made over $100 million.
Like,
you know, it's.
But Billups is not accused of throwing games.
Yeah, he's doing poker.
Yeah, he's doing the poker.
Billups is the.
But yeah, the Rozier thing
Well,
is
here's another thing we're not talking about right now. I mean, the timing of all of this being announced is extremely interesting. So you got to think, one, how long have they known about this for? And they were maybe trying to get through the start of the season, and you know how that might affect tip-off and all of these things. Now, are they releasing all of the knowledge that they know from the start? Are they gonna, you know, roll this out slowly and hope it isn't as impactful as just dumping it all out there in one fell swoop? I mean, you gotta know if we know everything that they know, and I gotta say the answer is absolutely no.
Well, Kash Patel kind of addressed that a little bit at the presser today. Once it all wrapped up, he was asked questions about like the timing and all that stuff. We know the NBA knew of the allegations because they launched an investigation in Rozier back in 2025. So I guess this year, January 2025. So we know the NBA had known that the FBI was kind of in their business. But as far as announcing it this morning, the night after opening day, Kash was like, I'm not going to get into that. But I mean, it's pretty clear that they waited till last night to kind of drop this bomb. I mean, and it was effective. It really is. If you were thinking about throwing a game this year or next year, and you're in the NBA, you know, and you see that, you'd be an absolute moron to do it again, right? So I mean, credit to the FBI for the timing of it, I suppose. But yeah.
I wonder how this is going to affect betting going future. Like what kind of revenues are going to happen. I mean, look, I think
gotta be going down.
There's probably a world where viewership would have been up, you know, yesterday if they would have announced this prior. But you also got to think that maybe the betting revenue would have plummeted. So I'm curious to see what this looks like and how it's going to affect going forward. I mean, I think
would say people who gamble, they got to think twice now before gambling or betting.
I think the viewership for the NBA is probably going to be higher. I mean, grant after this, and then like but the betting market's definitely going to be down.
I mean, even then, like if there's an investigation going on, are fans at home really going to think that someone would be dumb enough to try and pull this now when everyone's watching? I mean, it might be the safest time more than ever to bet now that there's no one who would be foolish. Well, you think there would be no one that would be foolish enough to try and pull this crap now.
But like I was saying before the show, like if you bet it on a small scale, and you don't make it blatantly obvious, right? Like it's not, Dak Prescott throwing it to the moon on 4th and 10.
Throw $1,000 here and there.
But if it's just, 10K that I get
so that
under
explains
6 touches.
Russell Wilson's throw the other day.
Well, all right. I mean, yeah, if you bet significantly enough where it's not plausible, why would somebody bet 100K on Russell Wilson throwing away,
That's some random prop.
Somebody would bet that, right? He's a Hall of Fame player, potentially a Hall of Fame player. I could see him throwing money on Russell Wilson being good or bad in a game. I just don't know how to trust anything you're watching anymore when these are the allegations. Rozier literally said, I'm going to pull myself out of this game early, bet on me, allegedly. So I don't know. What a change.
2 words, with this era of technology, it makes betting sketchy. I mean, yeah, there's never been more ways to put money on sporting events than there is right now,
I suppose it's less about betting that I'm sketched out about. It's more about being a fan, you feel kind of duped, right? When I watch these games, I want to see the best versus the best at their highest level. And when you've got people allegedly being like, well, I'm going to fake an ankle and pull out of this one, or I might miss this layup. Why am I tuning in then?
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with you too, because I think, not to excuse it, but on the betting side, the all-star players, they're going to probably sit if the team goes out to a big lead, or potentially if they fall back enough, and that has to be a factor regardless, So the betting, you always have to be prepared for what might come out of it, given the game circumstances. But the integrity of the game, now that applies to 100% of the fans, because only a percentage of the fan base actually bets and puts their money on the games, right? So now you're talking about 100% of the fans. And again, people aren't going to want to watch a product if they think that there's any kind of outside interference with it, especially if it's a product that hinges upon legitimate competition. So,
and I'll say this as well, Kash Patel kind of teased that they're still investigating, and I know
this is
you
not
mentioned
over.
that
this is just
they're going to be investigating
Malik Beasley has been under NBA investigation over similar accusations to all this stuff. So what I mean, what happens if more and more people come out?
I think it's inevitable that that's going to happen now.
It's such a sports world-shaking moment that Santa's not real.
The NBA package.
If it's true, obviously. Again, nobody's been convicted of anything.
2 words.
The day after the finals, that's when they announced the biggest players that are a part of this.
I know that was sick.
2 words are saying that people are already complaining how the leagues are scripted, how games are scripted, and stuff like that. This is definitely not going to do any favors for any of that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is that holding call on 3rd down? Was that? I'm
thinking about that holding call against James Bradbury in the Super Bowl. Was that was that intentional?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that. That's going to start because now especially I was talking about earlier about that compilation of Terry Rozier turnovers or whatever. But now people are just going to be able to point that out in all these specific moments for all these players and be like. Yeah. So it definitely is going to make anything can be suspicious now. If you put it under that context, which is crazy.
Yeah, it sucks. That's the last thing I want to think about as a fan is, did he do that on purpose? And that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least rooting for the Wizards, you don't really care that much about it. So it's, definitely it's I tried watching the first 2 quarters of that Wizards game last night, and I just instantly was I was sick to my stomach, honestly. But Jen said, "This is how I learned the Italian mafia is alive and well."
Yeah,
Honestly, me too.
That's a real thing.
I did not know that either.
I thought they were joking.
I think a lot of people
I gotta cool the mob. Yeah.
When I made that video that I sent you, I was saying these names. I'm like, this is a movie. This isn't real.
This reminds me of
I got to tread carefully here because I'm scared to say too much when we're talking about the freaking mafia. But there is something funny to that. 4 of the 5 families were involved in this. What was the 5th family up to? What's the relationship?
The Columbos are the smartest.
Yeah, they did not want to get involved.
The Columbos.
Netflix is writing a movie about this as we speak.
One decided to sit this one out. What's that about?
Netflix is licking their chops right now after this.
Yeah, I was going to say Adam's sort of pulling out his hair, but
they're all high-fiving each other.
Pulling out his proverbial hair in his office right now. This is not the way the NBA wanted to start their season 3 days in, to have the biggest betting scandal since the Black Sox scandal.
A lot of people are talking about him maybe more than ever, so there's that.
Yeah, you get the short-term bump.
Bad press.
Good point, Mojo.
Wolf AJ, this is like when Pete Rose got caught for gambling. I mean,
look, you might be able to argue it's the biggest thing since.
Yeah, definitely.
Look, Pete Rose was accused of, as a manager betting on his team to win games.
Yeah. What was the ref's name?
This is significantly worse to me.
Babs, what was the referee that betted?
Oh, Tim Donaghy is a good one too. Yeah, Donaghy is he was accused of basically making bets on games he was officiating. I don't think anyone has ever agreed on whether or not Tim was. I know Tim, by the way, too, but I don't think that anyone has ever kind of agreed on whether or not Tim was changing his calls because of bets he made. I think this is worse. How is this not worse than Pete Rose? Pete Rose, the manager, he bet on the team to win, so he's trying to win. Terry Rozier is faking injuries, allegedly.
And it was not only helping his team not win.
a referee.
No, I know.
He decided a game.
No, the Zebras are the worst, bro, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's like,
but if he didn't change call, it's so bad anyway, because there's the look. But if he didn't change his calls, if he actually did his job, but who knows? I'm not saying what Tim Donaghy did was good. It was horrible. And, look, I don't know. I don't know if Chauncey Billups ever is in. How does I guess it's not the gamble. It's not the sports betting. But how does Terry Rozier ever play in the NBA again?
They already got put on leave, right?
Yeah, they're not. You ask me right now. I'm telling you, Terry's never playing another minute in the NBA.
Chauncey already got a lifetime ban for being accused of
He can't even play overseas. He can't play basketball anymore.
He's
not even the Big Three.
He'll play in the YMCA. Yeah.
No, it's crazy because
I
it's
don't know. I think another league might give him a shot.
Which one?
Some of these smaller leagues, they need a boost, man. So
the thing is, like, with this stuff is like we talk about like the whole all these professional athletes getting caught for like DUIs and doing all this stuff, and it's like it's along the same vein. It's like why are you doing all this betting scandal? Like $50,000 is peanuts to Chauncey Billups, who's made $127 million in his career.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but some dudes go broke. I mean, how many times do we cover athletes that go broke right after? I want to say it was like my first week in Green Bay when I was playing for the Packers. Like they sat us down and we had like our financial education training and our media training and all this stuff, and they gave us a stat that said something to the extent of like, within 3 years, 80% of players will be broke and 80% of players will be divorced and all these horror stats.
Right.
And how are you possibly going to be broke when you have that much money? But that's
well, I mean, the only reason I say that is just because like I can only speak on Chauncey because like we have like my family has connections with that family. And he was doing fine. Like he's a Denver guy. Like he played there, he lived there for a while. And as of 5 years ago, he was seemingly doing fine. He's a head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers now. Like it just doesn't make sense to me that you're going to do $50,000 to go get paid with the mafia for these poker games. It doesn't make sense to me. Because now it's like every bit of credibility he has, he's never gonna head coach again. He's never gonna do it.
It fundamentally changes his whole life. I think there also could be like I'm not saying it's Chauncey, it's the case here with him, but there could be addiction issues too with gambling. Like some people are addicted to gambling. It's not about the money.
I was thinking it was like the only thing that made sense to me was like something like that, or that some shady stuff with like it's the mafia. You're tying in a bunch of things that could be There's a lot of stuff in that.
Also, at the end of the day, $50,000 for one night's work, and when you don't have to lay your body on the line, that's a lot of money. Like even if you are a multi-millionaire, you're going to recognize that, and you might go along with it. And some people just want more money than less money. We've had him on the show. AJ Francis is a buddy of mine. He was literally playing in the NFL, making NFL money, and in the off season he would drive Uber.
Wow!
Because he just wanted to have more money, and he was bored, and wanted to make extra. So he literally drove Uber while making an NFL player's salary.
Well, for all those athletes out there. For all those athletes out there that are, considering doing stuff like this gambling stuff, maybe go do that. Go try find another hobby.
Right. Although good luck.
Days of God. That's what I kind of think is that they're being extorted. Like I thought there was that's the first thing that came to my mind when I thought about the Chauncey Billups thing. That there had to be something in the background that But I mean, that's a really great point from Mojo as well.
From what the NBA, the FBI rather, has said so far, it seems like. Not that he was being extorted by them, but that he was actually working with them, shockingly. So, we'll see what happens. This is.
I mean, those texts are crazy.
Those texts are crazy.
Yeah, they really are. By the way, go to the TMZ Sports website if you want to see these texts in their entirety. We got a bunch of them up there where you can read what these guys were saying. It's kind of crazy. I mean, we briefly
how stupid do you have to be? How stupid do you have to be to put in writing doing something as illegal and, like such a scumbag move? And you're like,
whatever
I'm in, bro,
happened
sign me up.
talking to him face to face
I know,
over the phone. Everything's
People
through
don't
text
like
message
talking
now?
on the phone. They don't like talking face to face. They text everything, and even when it's alleged illegal stuff.
I mean, I love the Gilbert Arenas shout out though. Shout out, no Agent Zero, no Chill Gil, Wizards legend.
Not as crazy, but another crazy story
do
involving an NBA Hall of Famer, Shaquille O'Neal.
Let's do this.
Dude, I meant to go really short on all of my segments today so we would have tons of time to talk about Micah Parsons.
What did Micah Parsons do?
Like this.
What is he about to do is the question.
What is it? One tackle?
We'll get there, pal.
We'll get there. I mean, we'll be here on Monday.
No, we have a segment on it today.
Do we?
Ed,
I think it got canceled.
we talked about this last week.
I think it got.
You better check your slacks, buddy.
I think we talked too long, Mojo.
Oh, Ed's the one that volleyed for that one to get cut because he knew he was going to get fried.
What is there to say?
Ed kept talking and talking because he didn't want
Aaron Rodgers playing the Packers, Michael Parsons, that was, you knew you were about to get destroyed, Ed.
Is Micah going to play, or is he going to sit out there?
We could save it for tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow because we just got off the line with speaking of Hall of Famers, a Hall of Fame Packers quarterback who had a return revenge game versus the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Steve just talked to Brett Favre.
Is that on today's
Brett
show?
Favre. We're gonna do that.
I keep forgetting
tomorrow,
it's Thursday. I keep thinking it's Friday.
I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do Brett Favre tomorrow.
We'll do that
talking about the Aaron Rodgers return against his Packers.
That's good because now Ed and his team of writers can get together and they can prepare for tomorrow, and it'll be a little bit less.
Do my research
slaughter.
on how for 4 games this season he only had 2 sacks, and it's gonna be tough for me to figure it out.
Oh my gosh. Only 2 sacks in 4 games.
Yeah,
That's the worst
$47 million. How about we get to tackles? Wait till we get to his tackles.
You need to find a new discussion point.
How many tackles do you have?
Maybe shift to a different sport or something.
Don't we have a segment to get to?
Yeah, let's do this.
Why don't we get to the segment?
Georgia to Baton Rouge. Okay, and Mojo and I are going to do this, right? Okay, cool. Let's do it. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. Mojo, this is a crazy, crazy story involving Shaquille O'Neal, who allegedly had his near $300,000 brand new 2025 Range Rover stolen from him. But it's the way that it happened that's really blowing my mind, Mojo. So get this. Shaquille O'Neal purchases this new Range Rover, black, beautiful Range Rover that he has a kind of hooked up, customized by a custom car place. As we know, Shaquille O'Neal is a pretty big human being, as you might have heard. And he doesn't really fit in the car, Mojo, in the normal seats. So he buys the car. He never actually even gets the car because it immediately goes to this car customizing place. And they're going to put the new seats in. Well, that was happening in Georgia, Mojo. Shaquille O'Neal wants the car sent to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Of course, we know Shaq with the ties to the Louisiana area. So that's where he wants the car shipped to. So the people who are customizing the car, they contact a shipper, and the shipper says, okay, we'll come, and we're going to pick up the car, and we're going to take it to Louisiana. Well, they come pick up the car, so great. Shaq's about to have a brand new car. Super exciting time, right? No, wrong, Mojo, because that car has now been reported stolen. And the story goes, and we've talked to the sheriff's department there in Georgia, we're told they believe that somebody using some sort of cyber attack, they spoofed, they acted like, they pretended like they were the car shippers, and they went and they picked up the car, Mojo, and they stole it. They took it. They were not actually the people, the company that was going to transport the car to Louisiana. So now Shaquille O'Neal has got this, again, like a $300,000 car, totally missing as the police are trying desperately to find the car. So far, they don't have it. Obviously, now trying to also find out who allegedly stole this thing because Shaq wants his car back.
Yeah, first thoughts, Babcock, that come up with this one. I can't imagine, unless he had like a special tie to this automobile, that Shaq is going to be overly upset by this, considering this has got to be an insurance claim, right? Like he never even got his ride. There was probably multiple errors that happened here, and somebody is absolutely going to make Shaq whole. So consolation prize for him if there was anything he didn't love about the ride. Now he has time to think about how to improve it because he's probably going to get a brand spanking new one. But I mean, that's crazy. I mean, these are the things you hear about with celebrities being targets, and Shaq is an A-list celebrity. Everyone knows Shaq, not only for what he did on the court, but everything he's done after basketball, maybe even more so for what he's done after basketball. I mean, this guy is ubiquitous, Babcock, for an SAT word for you. He's DJing, he's broadcasting, he's doing all these things. So, I mean, look, there's people that are going to come after you. I mean, this was a pretty impressive heist. I mean, between this, the Louvre jewelry robbery, and everything going on in the NBA right now.
Yeah, Mojo, right? Like it's like it's straight up out of like an ocean. I mean, I keep saying this. It's like out of a movie.
I actually heard they're getting ready to do another Ocean's 11 movie, so there's that. Maybe this is all tied to a marketing scheme to launch that movie. I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy, dude, and that sucks. But again, hopefully Shaq isn't too upset about it. At least they didn't steal it from his own house, and now it's a security and safety issue. But you got to be honest with me, Babcock. As someone who is arch rivals with Shaq, did this story make you at least a little bit happy? Because he's always threatening you.
Mojo, I wouldn't want to incriminate myself here, but I may be the one responsible for taking the car. No, just kidding. I wasn't, Jack. I know. You know what's funny? Oh, I would be too.
You see, like, the robber has a black mask on, except the top's cut out. They have really fantastic hair sticking out.
Yeah, it could never be Babcock if it had something on the head.
It's funny. Well, not funny. That's the wrong word. There was, and I don't know if this is a thing. This is a trend. I was watching 60 Minutes the other day. That's what I do Sunday nights, thrilling being me. I'm watching 60 Minutes, and they had Guy Fieri, the famous celebrity chef. He had something very similar in that he has this tequila, and he told the story, 12,000 tequila bottles. So you can only imagine what that would be worth, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. And somebody did the same thing. They spoofed being the shipper that was going to take it across the Atlantic Ocean. And somebody just picks it up, and they lose it. Thankfully, they were able to somehow track the tequila, and they found a lot of the bottles somewhere, I think, in a warehouse in California. But
drank after a party.
Yeah, right. Yeah. To someone with 12,000 bottles of tequila. But I don't know if this is something that's happening now, but it's pretty elaborate to do that. You have no idea. You think your stuff's on the way, and all of a sudden you're like, where is it? You're checking the shipping and the tracking, basically, and it's nowhere to be found. So crazy stuff.
I mean, yeah, that's a lot of effort, and you wonder how much resource went into stealing it. I don't know. I figured if you're going to put in something like that, maybe you'd go after more expensive items, but maybe what do I know?
I guess though, when you think about it, Mojo, I guess $300,000 is a lot of money. No disrespect. But yeah, I mean, maybe, the Range Rover, it's about $180,000 new, but I was told they put, maybe $150,000 or so work into it. So.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely not having like a dollar for dollar sale on it. Whoever's stealing it is probably selling it at a steep.
I don't know. You chop it up.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna? But I mean, it's probably to make it longer for the big guy. Like, I wonder who's gonna drive that?
Yesterday after we talked to him, Mojo?
Yeah. This would have been great for Omas.
Right?
Dude, we got to get those two guys in the same room.
He's the only one that could drive the car the way it, big.
Well, they take out the front seats and they sit in the back seat, and then it's comfortable for them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, can you imagine whoever actually did allegedly steal this car, when they get in it to try and drive it, and their feet are like 3 feet from the pedals, they're gonna be like,
this is pointless.
Yeah, can't reach.
Does he do that much custom work with his cars?
Yeah, he does.
He
did that on his,
like you said.
Didn't he have I forgot what car he had.
I forgot, there was another
car. What kind of car, but
I think it was
he pulled the back seats out so he can make it a convertible.
Yeah.
Because it was too small for him.
Yeah, his Escalade, his stretch Escalade is a 2-seat convertible.
He's a massive guy.
Yeah, big guy,
and
big fella.
Almost bigger than him, shockingly.
John S., welcome back to the stream. Good to see you.
Which makes me think, dang, Wemby.
Yeah.
Did you watch that game last night?
What?
Dude, watching him play is just hilarious.
He's going to be the best
Dallas
player in the league
Mavericks Spurs game. That was one of the craziest. I was just sitting there in my garage watching that. I'm like, how do you guard a guy who can be from me to Keith, which is a good, 6 feet away, and do one stutter step and then just like yam on some guy not just some guy, Anthony Davis, who's a defensive player of the year in the league. Like
Anthony Davis look like he's 5'11".
These clips, he makes
grown.
And then he's actually grown, gotten bigger.
Like he dunks he could just walk and then just put it in.
It's crazy.
And then he's hitting shots like that, and then he hits some step back and 1-3.
Should not be.
This is.
I mean that.
He doesn't
like
move
a Cali King.
No, he doesn't.
Like that.
Like a Cali King bed. It's too small for Wemby.
Yeah.
Like you have to make it.
Custom.
He is
on that little reverse dunk.
Insane.
If I was it looks like he almost hits his head on the rim trying to reverse it back.
This guy is sooner than later going to be the best player in the world.
Sooner than later, I think he is
right now.
He's right now the best player in the league.
This Spurs team last night, I mean, they looked incredible.
They really did.
The
Spurs have some good luck.
Castle looked great.
Next to Shaq,
player. He's a good player.
Next to Shaq, he's the most dominant player in the league.
I mean,
you can't. I mean, but he's like
you can't debate that.
But he's Shaq with a 3-ball, and it's crazy to see the play that made me convinced about him instantly was that the reverse. The reverse, but then he hit this he blocks Anthony Davis in transition, runs back, step back 3 and 1, just drills it.
Right.
I'm like, how does a guy that big move like that?
Could you imagine him?
How do you even get a hand up?
Can you imagine him standing next to Harvey?
Oh yeah.
Like Harvey would be up to his ankle.
You guys will get him in office at some point, I'm sure. Everybody comes into the office at some point.
It's crazy to think.
How he
back
been on
in
the
day,
mic?
just guys could. No, you can't. I mean, look at big men from the '90s.
But they weren't none of those guys. It's just crazy how I mean, obviously,
He was taller than Manu Bol, right? Manu Bol was 7'2".
I think Manu Bol was about 7'5".
Because he's 7'6" now, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think he was about 7'4".
Yeah, and he's 22.
Right. But Manu Bol couldn't do. Much respect to Manu Bol has passed away.
Respect, yeah.
He's a huge guy. It's not normal to be able to move like Wemby.
Wemby plays like a guard.
He moves he has a handle.
Right. It's no disrespect to any of the other big men. This guy is something we've never seen. In my mind, It
was I was listening to a podcast about it, and it's they're those guys that when you saw LeBron play, you knew he was generational. When you saw Kobe play, you knew he was generational. You see this guy there's not going to be another Wemby for a very, very long time. It's he's a generational player.
I mean, I guess at some point.
I mean, maybe nowadays. I mean, players are getting bigger, and it's becoming easier for them to,
They are. They can
become that type of archetype.
I agree, but it's so impressive.
I mean, we have Dollar General Wemby over at the Wizards, Alex Sarr, but. It's crazy. These guys are absurd.
Yeah,
Damn, you had to call them Dollar General version. You had to do it to them. That's messed up.
Hey, I watched that game. That's respectful. I'm being respectful in that regard.
It's gonna be fun. The Spurs have some luck though.
Yeah.
For getting the #1 pick with Tim Duncan, you get one of the best, top 10 best players of all time, and they win all those titles. They win 4 titles.
4
probably,
titles.
Yeah. And now, who knows? I guess the one question I'd have is, does Wemby have that killer instinct in him? We'll find out.
It looked like he did last night.
It did.
I think the bigger question for him is just
if he can stay healthy. Up a little bit, that's when he can flex his killer instinct. Right now, he's too light. He can't.
But you know what? He's too light.
I think he's put on a little bit.
But this is a guard.
Still.
This is a guard's game right now.
Yeah.
So
he's like a 7'6" guard.
He's a guard.
Yeah. It's a guard's game.
They were running ball screens for him.
But what I'm saying, defensively, nobody's going to pound it inside and back him in and try to dunk.
Well, yeah, and it's even if you do back him up.
Does anyone know?
Yeah. How much?
I think it was 2. He's 7'6". I don't know exactly. It was 2 something.
The fact that dude is under 300 pounds.
I'd say they list him at. I'm gonna guess 225.
Yeah, 236.
236.
He's 236.
That's the equivalent of one of you guys being 82 pounds. By the way.
Yeah, that's absurd.
I'm a pound less.
I'm convinced. I was looking in the monitor as Ed and I were standing next to each other. I don't know why he looks like he's 12 inches taller than me.
It's like Wembanyama.
If Wemby was here, Ed would somehow look taller than him.
He's standing closer to the camera, Babcock. That's the trick. You gotta get your angles. You just gotta be standing.
I'll sit down.
It's an optical illusion.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I was looking in the mirror and the monitor. I'm like, why is he a foot taller than me?
It's the way it is.
Every time Edward gets up, I have to like raise up. I'm
But he's not tall.
Guys that need to hit the weight room always look taller, though. That's why Ed looks so tall.
There's something about it, man.
Yeah, because I'm squatting all this weight and I'm compressing myself.
Dude,
that's exactly what
when
it is.
I even shoot in the morning meeting,
compressing myself.
I promise you, when I shoot him in the morning meeting and I have to shoot Edward, I do not look forward to shooting because I'm like, well, my neck hurts. Because I'm looking up.
This is the most flattering conversation.
We're gonna get somebody.
Are you the tallest guy in the office?
Yes, and they keep trying to put people like near me to like be like, hey,
it's not right.
Are you taller than Edward?
Right.
They've got those little shoe boosters.
6'2",
slipping one into your shoes every day.
6'3".
Look at his desk. He
I don't
sits next to
know.
me. There's a mat there.
There's a mat.
Yeah,
I'm
Steve,
not on the mat.
That's true because the other day he was standing on the mat. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, geez, he needs to stand on the
And
mat
he wears
too.
platform shoes, which makes it worse.
These are Vans.
Regular shoes.
That's the one thing you can't give me. He's got the Vans on.
Yeah.
You know.
He's got heel lifts in that add 2 inches.
I do, but that's because I have plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's cheating.
It's making sense.
I know all the tricks, though. You're not fooling me. I'm on to you.
Listen, you shot Edward, right? You shooting Edward is tough, right? Shooting
Do you
Edward.
have to go up?
Everybody, what a flattering day. God, what a day.
And I'm flying in to burst your bubble, bro. I'm
What a
definitely
day.
taller
This
than
is
you
so
are.
great. No, we have a picture together. Let's.
Mojo, yeah. Do we have a picture of
Yeah.
Mojo and
Oh,
Ed here?
No, it's AI. It's one of these
Mojo,
stupid
you
AI
gotta be
things you
taller.
keep seeing online.
Well, you're like you're at least 6'3", right, Mojo?
I need the triumvirate.
I've shot
group
Mojo
chat.
before
When I
too.
was
He's not
measured
that.
by the
he didn't
scouts,
feel
I was 6'3" barefoot.
All right, 60. Oh, you're
6'7" when you were in WWE.
Yes, exactly. In WWE, I was Wemby size.
I'm gonna wear I saw a picture of Robert De Niro wearing these lips, so I'm gonna get these.
Those are crazy.
Yeah, I'm
There it
getting
is.
Actually, yeah. Let's start pulling up in those. Like, let's normalize that.
Oh, Mojo might have me a little bit.
What do you mean might have? I'm
there it is.
definitely taller than
Hey,
you.
Mojo might have
it's
me.
close.
This
And
was
look,
a couple
I'm
years
standing
ago.
in the
though.
back. You're angling me out.
No,
so
no,
that's
you're
at least
angling.
another
We
inch.
can't see your feet. What do you mean?
The triumvirate.
What, I'm
versus,
levitating in?
Connor.
No, it's
Plus Connor.
triumvirate.
Zoom
Press
in.
on
I
it.
can't
Yeah.
even see this.
Oh, sorry. How do you?
Triumvirate plus
Yeah,
Connor.
now-
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Let me
wow.
focus it.
Our camera's a little
Yeah,
shaky.
stop
It's a
moving
little-
so much.
I'm not moving. Keith's moving.
Yeah, look, I'm towering over you.
No.
and I'm way
Keith,
behind
show his
you.
feet. Show his feet. Yeah, nobody can see his feet. What are you standing on?
Tippy toes.
Is that Connor in the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are his shorts so short? Isn't there a dress code
Hold
there?
on, Mojo. Let me tell you, that is a thing.
And to be a
It's a
Tuesday.
long-running joke here. Yeah.
All right, Babcock, you ready to talk some baseball with Ed Too Tall Lewis?
Yeah, that's right. God, what a flattering day.
Oh my
Ed,
God.
too tall.
Let's clip this.
Too
We
tall.
see him
Let's
way
put this on
more than
social.
Connor than we want to.
Can we clip
those
this?
shorts.
Put this on social?
All right, yeah, get the
flying in
clip. Let's
just to
post
ruin
it.
Let's
your
clip
fun.
this.
You know, we just actually hit 10,000 followers
Check.
today
Hey.
on
There we go.
Sports Instagram account. So
Good, yeah.
Get up here in this
Tell your
rare
friends.
air.
Yeah,
there will be legend of Edward Too Tall Lewis in this office.
All right, so Babcock, just 3 minutes here with the goodbye. World Series, we're the eve of the World Series.
okay. And then we've got a guy who has won a World Series, a World
both
Series MVP
teams.
who won a World Series with both.
Yep, and on top of that, he
you gonna
also is a World Series MVP.
Okay.
With the A's.
Gotcha. Okay. He was a World Series MVP. Should I toss to it, Steve? And then
You could probably just tee up Ed on the World
okay.
Series, and he could toss to it.
okay.
Okay.
And then, 3 minutes with a goodbye, and
3 minutes. Okay.
Is this kind of what is this? Advice, previewing? How's
advice.
Advice,
As somebody
okay.
who's won 3 World Series, what would your advice be to the guys who's playing on the biggest stage?
Gotcha. Okay.
Why are these notes 2 World Series as a pitcher with Dodgers and another one with the Blue Jays? Like he won one as like a hitter with the Blue Jays?
Connor, is that you?
Connor, you over there?
I was working on his shorts.
I think your shorts look great, Connor. Love them. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. I guess the World Series apparently starts tomorrow. No, World Series kicks off tomorrow. The LA Dodgers looking to go back-to-back here as the Blue Jays hoping to ruin the party for LA. And the Dodgers, again, clearly have been there before. They've had a ton of success the last decade. Again, they won last year as well, beat the Yankees. Blue Jays, not so much. So this is it's a high-pressure series. The world's going to be watching, and it's not a regular season game, right? These are hard baseball games to play in. We spoke with somebody who knows a thing or two or three about winning a World Series.
Yeah, Dave Stewart, the 3-time World Series champ, who's actually won 2 with the Dodgers and 1 with the Blue Jays.
He's one of the only person, if not the only person, to win with both, right? I think.
Yeah, chatted with us about the advice he'd give to his 2 former teams going into the matchup, and here's what he had to say.
My only advice is enjoy the moment, have fun with the moment, and that helped me to be able to perform in the moment. If you really focus on the fact that I'm in the World Series and millions of people are going to be watching the game and thousands of people are going to be at a baseball game, I think that that's going to be tough for you to battle. But when you look at it for what it really is, going out and having a great time, performing in front of millions of people, doing what you do naturally, I think that makes it a lot calmer atmosphere, and it makes it a whole lot easier to play.
I would think that would be great advice. It's probably just easier said than done, because how do you I think the guys who have all the success, like the Derek Jeters, who can come through in those big moments, they can see it as a regular season game, even though when you know it's not.
It's interesting because earlier this week we talked to Joey Fatone about the advice he gave to Bad Bunny about the Super Bowl halftime show. It's very similar, like enjoy the moment, try to be in it, but how can you possibly?
It sounds cliche, but I think it's real. You go out there and you try, and it's just like every other game you've played in. Don't build up and amp up the pressure in your mind to where, I can't do anything bad, I can't strike out, and then obviously it makes it that much harder. It's a hard enough game to begin with to hit a baseball, and why add pressure and make it even more difficult on yourself? I think it's going to be a fun series. Look, is it as appealing as Yankees Dodgers last year? No, but the reality is the Blue Jays have a really good team. They've got a good offense. They've got talented baseball players. The Dodgers obviously do too. They struggled at times this season. And now here we are. They are favorites, but not overwhelming favorites, the Dodgers are. So we will see what happens. The World Series kicks off Friday night, Game 1 on Fox. We are very much looking forward to it. A good time of the year here now, because we got the baseball World Series, we got the NBA here, and obviously we're middle of the NFL season. So it's a good time to be a sports fan. It's a good time for us here at TMZ Sports, because it means we're going to have a lot to talk about. That's exactly what we'll do tomorrow. Have a good night. We'll see you then.
Yeah. And I got a bet.
What bet?
Hope to win.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He got a bet with 2 words.
With 2 words.
2 words.
With 2 words.
Let's see if that working out's been
Hey,
going.
Ed, real quick, can I get you to a pickup?
Sure, what's up?
It's Dave Stewart, one with the
pick
Blue
up.
Jays, 1 with the Dodgers. His 3rd was with the Oakland A's.
Oh, that's where he won the MVP. He was the World Series MVP in that one.
Correct. So Dave Stewart, he won a World Series with both teams, or something like that.
Okay, you want me to go now? Dave Stewart, who won a World Series with both teams. That's good.
Okay. So,
2 words. If you're still in here, are you nervous? Are you feeling the heat a little bit? Mm-hmm. Keith's feeling the heat behind the camera.
Wait, so who has what? Keith is very worried.
So Keith has to have the Blue Jays win tomorrow.
This is just a Game 1 bet.
This is just a game 1 bet.
And so, okay.
And 2 words bet that the Dodgers were going to win. So if
how are
the
we going to know
Dodgers-
that 2 words does his push-up? Does he have to do push-ups, or?
They got to do 40 push-ups.
We trust.
Remember, it's 40 push-ups with somebody sitting on your back.
No, it's not.
It's not.
That 2
It has to be filmed and
With
uploaded. I don't want any of
6'3"
this
of beast
crap.
on your back, dude.
We got enough cheating in the world right now. We need somebody to really follow the rules here. Sit on the
Mojo
back.
is a fool, man.
He said Ed's going to sit on a 6'3" beast sitting on him.
Victor Wembanyama just on top of you.
2 words said he's not nervous, so I mean.
2 words.
Dang, 2 words.
2 words.
Keith.
Keith
2
is
words
nervous.
living in
He's
Keith's
feeling
mind
nervous, 2 words.
rent-free.
Keith's going to do it.
Yeah, you guys
10 cents.
you'll get a Keith reveal on Monday potentially.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna start
now
working out.
I'm even more excited about this game
That's
now.
just
You
game
could have
one,
been training
right?
for this already, Keith.
Wait, is it just game one? That's
It's just game one.
So we're paying
Don't
this
get
thing
out of
off on
hand,
Monday.
fellas.
Are you going to do the push-ups on the stream? Yeah, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I gotta do it on the stream, right?
Yeah, you got to do it on the stream.
All right.
All right, so
Hold on. We still hoping the Blue Jays win. Don't try to force me into doing push-ups right
This
now.
series is my nightmare too, because the Blue Jays beat the Yankees. They trolled them so bad. And
Yankees lose.
Yeah, Yankees lose. Yeah, that and remember, Vlad Guerrero had on Aaron Judge's walk-up song in the locker room.
It's not going to be a fun weekend.
What did Snyder say? He said, some bitches.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Start spreading the news, bitches.
Spread the news.
Guys, we'll see you tomorrow.